Santorini, a stunning island in Greece with a rich culture and history, is the ultimate dream destination for most people. It has long been one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world, and with good reason, and it even has a volcano for those who want to explore the natural world. One of the most well-known aspects of Santorini is its iconic whitewashed buildings that were built from volcanic rock and resemble a lost city of Atlantis. Santorini is also known for its beautiful blue waters, picturesque sunsets, and stunning architecture. It's a great place to visit not only because of the sights, but also because of the friendly locals and relaxed atmosphere. In Greek mythology, Santorini was known as Thera, the island of fire. The earliest settlements started in the Cycladic period around 3300 BC, and continued through the Bronze Age period until the 8th century BC. The most famous artifact from Thera is the statue of Athena from the 4th century BC. Let's explore the 10 best places to visit in Santorini. Number 10. Red Beach. Red Beach is one of the most popular destinations on Santorini. It's a pristine white sandy beach with vivid red rocks, making this beach one of the most beautiful in Greece. Red Beach is accessible by walking from Oia's main square, Akrotiri. The beach accesses the Aegean Sea through an opening in the cliffs that overlooks the bay. Red Beach can be seen from sites such as Kamari and Akrotiri. Red Beach was once a natural sand beach, but volcanic activity made it red. The sand is composed of small grains of lava, with a layer of clay on the bottom. The exact composition varies over time, depending on the amount of rocks and ash in the sea. The water here is crystal clear, and very shallow at low tide. Red Beach is also famous for its picturesque view, which leads to it being a popular spot for photo shoots, and offers breathtaking views of the nearby island of Perissa. Number 9. Caldera. Caldera is a special place in Santorini that resembles the shape of a crater. The ancient Greeks believed it was created by the goddess Athena, who threw it down from Olympus. The island of Santorini is the remnant of a volcano that formed during the Pleistocene era, and last erupted in about 1600 BC. The caldera is surrounded by steep cliffs, which reach a height of 1,000 meters, and descend to depths over 1,300 meters below sea level. The caldera's rim stands at about 400 meters above sea level. The caldera is the result of a collapse of the volcano's summit, and part of its peak. The island has been nicknamed the Pearl of the Aegean and the Lost City of Atlantis. Santorini is the most southerly of the Cyclades Islands, about 620 kilometers south of Athens, Greece. The modern town Thera, also known as Fira, lies near the center of the caldera, at an elevation of 740 meters, with a few scattered houses around it. The main settlement on Santorini is Fira, which lies near the western shore of the caldera, on top of a cliff at an elevation of 60 meters. Number 8. Kamari. In the distant past, Kamari was an active volcano, but now there is no trace of any activity. The name Kamari comes from the ancient Greek word kamaros, meaning a rock overlooking a spring. The village and resort, which enjoys a crystalline climate and is less than 1 kilometer from the beach, boasts all the facilities of a sophisticated resort and is home to many international visitors. The Santorini caldera has been in recent centuries covered by layers of volcanic ash and pumice. Kamari lies on one of these layers, which runs over the village, forming a large shallow crater or lagoon. The prophetess Elias is an active volcano which is 1,000 meters high, and its peak is easily visible from most places on the island. There are many myths about the origin of this name, and most people say that it was given to the mountain by Homer, who, according to one story, called it the High Elias, because of its great height. As a volcano, the prophetess Elias is considered a stratovolcano, and has been active in historical times. The last major eruptions were about 2,500 years ago and about 1,800 years ago, during the Minoan eruption. Number 7. Perissa. Located 2 kilometers of Fira, Perissa, a coastal village on Santorini, is famous for its scenic beauty, with the blue of the Mediterranean meeting the white of the houses against a backdrop of mountains. Imagine gazing up at the black volcanic cliffs of Santorini and seeing an ancient village, perched high up on a slope and framed by the Aegean Sea. Perissa's sun-kissed white buildings and quiet cobblestone streets are a stunning contrast to the deep blue Aegean Sea. On the beach, you can swim in the crystalline waters or walk on a long white sand beach. It's a great place to explore, with its narrow streets and cool houses full of interesting artifacts, like paintings and urns. Nearby, the whitewashed Timiastavro church is topped by distinctive blue domes. A trail leads up Mesa Vuno, a rugged mountain with views over the Aegean Sea. At the top is the site of ancient Fira, with Hellenistic ruins including a temple and a theater. Saint Nicholas of Myra, the patron saint of children and fishermen, was buried in the 11th century chapel of Panagia Matari in Perissa. The most important find, however, are the well-preserved frescoes and mosaics that mark the entrance to a huge tomb that was probably built around the 3rd century BC. The ruins of a row of houses where visitors can spend the night are nearby, so it's worth visiting Perissa even if you're not interested in exploring further. Number 6. Pyrgos Kallistis. Pyrgos Kallistis is thought to be one of the oldest settlements on the island, and has been inhabited since the Bronze Age. The name of the village means the White Towers in Greek, from which it derives its name. It is a small traditional village in Santorini, surrounded by picturesque views of the Aegean Sea, but it swells during the peak tourist season. You'll find several stores, restaurants and a small museum. It is located close to Kamari and Athinios port. The village is built on a hill with a height of 647 meters, and it is one of the few settlements with access to both mountain and sea. The village was founded by the Veneti, and then it was conquered by the Ottomans. Thinos Monastery is located on top of Pyrgos Kallistis Hill. Every year the Pyrgos festival takes place, celebrating and honoring Saint Paraskevi, a saint who was martyred in the 3rd century. The attendees of the festival wear traditional costumes, and carry candles in procession through the village streets. Number 5. Megalochori. Megalochori is located at the highest point of Santorini. It's a small village with minimal tourism, meaning that visitors get to experience the true essence of the island. Megalochori is also home to a Greek Orthodox monastery, which is a popular destination for pilgrimage. Megalochori Village is a maze of winding alleys, whitewashed houses, and blue-domed churches with ornate bell towers. The name Megalochori derives from the Greek word megalos, which means big, and chorion meaning village. It is located in the Masara region of Crete, Greece. The village of Megalochori was first mentioned in ancient times, and it is thought to be the site of the ancient city Aratia. This theory is supported by the presence of many ancient tombs, some with sarcophagi, that are scattered throughout the surrounding countryside. In addition to archaeological finds, there are also a number of old church bell towers, houses and fountains. Megalochori is located in the Masara plain north of the Cretan mountains. It is situated on the edge of a small bay, that has been used as a port since ancient times, and as a haven for ships wrecked during storms. The village today forms part of the municipal unit Megalochori Koufounari, which also includes the villages of Koufounari and Castelli. It is possible to visit the settlement's museum, which contains archaeological findings from Neolithic era, such as pottery and stone axes. The charming village is also world-renowned for its traditional dances and music, and also has a long tradition of winemaking. In fact, the grapes were first cultivated on the island by the inhabitants of Megalochori. Number 4. Akrotiri. Akrotiri is often overshadowed by the rest of Santorini, but it is well worth a visit. Not only is it the best preserved Bronze Age settlement in the world, but it is also one of the best places to see an island sunset. Akrotiri is a small village, and was a Bronze Age settlement on the Aegean Sea. It is thought that about 2500 BC, Akrotiri was a thriving settlement with its own port and harbor. After an eruption on Santorini, however, it is most likely that the settlement was buried by volcanic ash or lava, and preserved for thousands of years, and it is the site of one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in modern times, Akrotiri. This discovery in 1967 has provided valuable information about the Minoan civilization, and a significant window into the Bronze Age world. According to Greek mythology, Akrotiri was abandoned after the destruction of the island by a volcano. For decades, archaeologists spent time and money searching for a city that never existed. Now, what they found is revealing new insights about life in Bronze Age Greece. Number 3. Imerovigli. Imerovigli is a small upscale village located on a cliff top overlooking Santorini's Caldera. It is known for its picturesque views and tranquil atmosphere. This village is also referred to as the City of Silence. It's given this nickname because it has no cars, no buses, and no shops. Fly into Santorini's capital, Fira, before continuing on to the village of Imerovigli. Its most popular attractions are the impressive views it offers, over Santorini's volcanic caldera and breathtaking sunset. It is also home to a little church called Agios Georgios, believed to be the oldest building on Santorini. The Imerovigli village is one of the most popular destinations in Santorini, and it's easy to see why. It features amazing views of the sunsets and sunrises, and offers interesting architecture and fantastic views of the countryside. It is home to one of the largest wineries in Greece, which produces some of the best wines to be found on Santorini. Number 2. Fira. Fira is the capital of the island of Santorini. It's a small town with whitewashed buildings, red tiled roofs, neoclassical churches, cafes and shops. There are many winding cobbled streets and alleys to explore. Fira developed into a significant settlement during Byzantine times. There is an enormous amount of evidence to suggest past volcanic eruptions shaped the island. It is a popular tourist destination, with impressive ruins of wealthy villas and churches, as well as its renowned museum, archaeological site and cathedral. The word Fira means, to shine or to glow. Fira is a popular destination for tourists and locals alike, and offers plenty of things to see and do. One can admire the traditional architecture, shop at one of the many authentic shops on offer, or try some of Santorini's famous cuisine. The Museum of Prehistoric Fira is an intriguing place to visit. The museum provides a glimpse into what life on the island of Santorini may have been like before the catastrophic eruption in 1627 BC. Through artifacts, videos, and displays, visitors can learn from the people who lived on the island at this time, when it was still volcanically active. The famous Orthodox Metropolitan Cathedral in Fira is a beautiful ornate church with a rich history. The cathedral was built in 1882, and continues to serve as an active monastery today. Fira's cliff-top location affords views of Nea Kamani, a still active volcanic island to the west, that has been known since the Bronze Age. Number 1. Oia. Oia is a town on the northwestern tip of Santorini. The town has been built on top of cliffs that are 230 meters high, providing an unmatched view of the incredible scenery. The town has been known to be the most beautiful spot on the island, and many tourists flock there to experience its beauty. Oia, with white houses carved into the rugged cliffs, overlooking a vast caldera filled with water, is the most visited destination on the island, with an average of 10,000 visitors per day, without travel restrictions. The town's main square has been a center of activity since ancient times, when it was used as a marketplace. Archaeologists have unearthed numerous artifacts in and around the area, proving that it was used as a center of trade, before the current settlement was built. The Naval Maritime Museum in Oia is a unique and interesting place to visit. The museum is housed in the former Naval Hospital of Santorini, and has a large outdoor area with views over the harbor. The museum contains ship models, large photographs, and a number of interesting exhibits. The Naval Museum is the only maritime museum in Greece that houses a fully functional submarine. This submarine has been in operation for over 30 years, and is one of only 3 submarines left in existence. It was launched in 1963, and lost its function as a military vessel shortly thereafter, due to the changing needs of the Navy. It is now used as a diving training device, and is available for visits by the public. The museum also has a number of exhibits that depict life in Santorini during its heyday in 1898, when it had around 12,000 inhabitants, with over 100 ships visiting daily. The museum's exhibition area covers approximately 1,000 square meters, and displays and studies the history of the island, its culture and its culturally significant buildings. Although Santorini is a completely different island, Oia is just an hour or so away, and makes for a great day trip. Oia Castle can be reached by following a walk up the stone steps, which is one of the best views on the island. In addition to admiring the views, including sunset, visitors can also stop in at shops for handmade souvenirs.